Speaking of talking a lot, hello and welcome to Pit Against, the live Flesh and Blood call-in show. I'm William Table and Legs, and I'm joined by my constant co-host, Kevin Smurph. Kevin, what's up? Cat. Pit Against is a live call-in show. If you'd like to be live on air talking to us about your hot take, join the Pit Against Discord by clicking on the link in the description. Join the waiting room channel. Put your hot take in the topics text channel, and if we like your take, we'll put you on for our mic check and put you on air. We'll also put you can also put takes in the topics text channel, in the stream chat, or in the comments for me to bring up. If you can't make it up, Kevin, what's actually up? While I change these filters, I don't know why.
Yeah, I was gonna say the lighting.
Yeah, I have just
kind of blown out.
There we go. I did it.
All right, cool.
Maybe. Yes.
Well,
that was simple.
Yeah. Cool.
Cat.
Cat.
How have you been?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's Kevin up to?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. Stuff is good.
We had a night this past weekend where we were watching 3 to 4 nationals all at the same time, and that was so awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the least amount of nationals over a single weekend for a national season. So we're going to I'm going to have multiple monitors of streams up.
There's roughly twice as many nationals this coming weekend as there were last weekend.
Okay.
And then there are twice as many nationals the weekend after as there are this weekend. There are
so many
26
countries.
nationals the last weekend.
Is it only 3 weeks and 4 if you count US?
Yeah.
Am I doing my math right? Okay.
Yep.
That's
and then
wild.
We have calling Shinjuku the weekend after, and then PT the weekend after that. So we are 3 weeks.
Wow, we have so much stuff going on.
Keynote.
Oh my gosh, we do.
3 weeks? Yeah, I think we're 3 weeks away from Keynote.
That's exciting.
Yeah, bud.
Keynote's exciting. There's going to be a new BNR, which is going to be really exciting after those.
Yeah, that's like
weeks.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
And then so many nationals.
Yep.
Which I love it. I love watching all these nationals.
Same.
So very exciting. When it comes to like, I don't know. Sometimes I get like excited when all these tournaments are happening and we have a bunch of stuff going on. Some people like find it overwhelming or like FOMO because I can't go to everything. And I know nationals is different, but it reminds me when Flesh and Blood first started out, and it's like, guys, in like 2 months there's going to be a calling. I'm canceling all my plans that weekend and I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch it. And it's like, and that's just to watch a calling. And now we have so many events and it's so great.
I remember back, I think it might have been Baltimore. Stop pushing stuff, Gordon.
Keep pushing stuff. Do it.
I'm trying to remember what it was for. It was for one of like the PQ seasons, and we all ended up at Rhett's house, and there's like 8 of us watching like, it would have been like PQ London season, I think.
I love that.
And we're like all at Rhett's house, and we're watching like calling Auckland or something.
Just watching the calling.
Multiple setups between his living room and downstairs, and just yelling back and forth between the rooms as we're watching this calling. And it was excellent.
I love these when we get big groups together to just watch Flesh and Blood. Like, this is now I do sound like an old man just running, but like when we went to Pro Tour Baltimore, hecking, we finished the day, but the Pro Tour was still going on. Like, I think, everyone who was going to scrubbed out, and we all got food, and we came back, a little for like early dinner back at the place. And then we invited more people over. So we had 9 people in this Airbnb, 2 televisions running in different rooms in the Airbnb, playing the same thing, which is just the Pro Tour, while we're drafting. And it's like, It was awesome. So I don't know, Flesh and Blood good.
It's good.
We're spoiled in content right now of professional level. Geez, where are we gonna start today? I made a post that had talking about basically nationals, like heroes in the LL system, right?
Mm.
So Victor and Prism are finally, for once, singing. Hi, Gordon. Hi, Gordon. Uh, Victor and Prism finally doing something similar for once, which is have the same amount of LL points.
Yeah.
Fi's got 1 billion LL points.
Not that many.
Not that many. He's got a lot of LL points. How many heroes are we expecting gone by Pro Tour?
I think it's either 1 or 2, and I think it's Victor or Victor plus Prism. Victor doesn't need. Victor kind of needs one of the bigger nationals in order to LL, but there's 6 more shots at the 37 pointers for him. If he gets one of those, I'm pretty sure he's just gone. If Prism gets one of those, I wouldn't be surprised if she was gone.
They can both get one. As you said, there's 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if Victor goes this weekend.
Yeah.
I think there's a very solid chance Prism goes next weekend.
Because it's so much easier without Victor in the meta.
I think Prism is in a very good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she's going to get a lot more hate directed at her in terms of poppers and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
but the problems for her in the meta fall off a lot, and her ability to solve the problems is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Can LL off 464s? Yeah. It's so unlikely that Victor makes it to PT.
He's such a good, consistent deck that is not wildly difficult. Like a very well-established player can definitely win with him. Like, you don't have to be the best of the best. And he's seen a lot of play rate. People like playing Victor. So, like, this is a lot of things going for
Guardian heads, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of things going for him probably being gone. Chances of Fi leaving, what's his LL points look like?
850-ish, I think.
Okay, that's a lot less than I thought.
I think that's relatively low for Fi to leave unless
Syndra
he takes down like the calling or something.
I don't know about Syndra, but I think I don't know. We're all going to be watching with. Wait, we update LL points every week.
Every week. Is
there a world where Victor doesn't get to play one of the Nats weeks?
Yeah.
He just wins a bunch of events this weekend. Like if he gets like 3 wins or something wild this weekend,
and he will not be legal for the next weekend. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how Prism goes. Is Victor is just not legal for 26 national.
For all the spoiled U.S. national players who are like, oh, I gotta go first to do my nationals first. You know how many annoying online voices I would be hearing if U.S. nationals was like 3rd week or something, and they're just like, now I gotta see if he wins Romanian nationals, because if he does, that means I can't play it at my event. And I'm bringing like 4 decks to my nationals just in case my hero's LL. And it's like,
I mean, yeah, that they're saying that about PT anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. All I'm saying is like you can complain about U.S. nationals being first in the sense of we're guinea pigs, but also we do get that buff of, well, you know what hero you're gonna play, at least for a couple of weeks. Some people are gonna find out 6 to 7 days beforehand whether or not they're playing their hero. So I don't know. There's a lot of takes about different people talking about like this hero go. And I think it's purely speculative. We'll see what happens. So we had Teklevossen win one. Not that Teklevossen is a slouch of a deck, but to see it win was kind of exciting.
Yeah, I think the Nats win counts are going to look pretty similar in proportion to PQ win counts. Where it's like some of the lower heroes are going to sneak out Nats wins because you of smaller event or whatever. Like the smaller the event, the easier it is for a rogue deck, quote unquote, to win. So
what are the odds that Marionette sees playability at Pro Tour. Because at US Nationals, we saw a ton of them. But then at events this past weekend, there was not that much Marionette being played.
I think one Marionette made top 8 across all of the Nationals this last weekend.
That's so low for what we expect out of them.
That is crazy. I think Marionette's probably going to do fine, and they're going to adapt a little bit, but I definitely think the play rate is going to at least be cut in half from the 13% or whatever it was at US Nats.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be somewhere in the 7% range.
It was at 2% for New Zealand, which was the thing that I don't know. I've said this a million times in our local Discord. It blew my mind. There was only 2 Marionettes in all of New Zealand. I was like, "What the frick?"
They didn't want to.
They didn't want to play with that
game.
Yeah, I get it, but holy frick! I don't know. Says me. I've been playing nothing but Slippy, so clearly I'm off the deck too, right? Garbage deck.
True.
I think that's mostly all that I want to talk about that, because it's mostly just speculation, and let's see what happens next. So for some reason I thought there was one more thing I wanted to talk about before we got into the meat. Was there not something else that I was going to bring up?
The teaser that we got, maybe?
Oh, we did. Yeah. Chain's back. Just so everyone knows, I think it's going to be really interesting to see that hero ability in our metagame, and it's probably going to take over CC in a way that newer players are not expecting. But yeah, welcome back, Chain.
And, the way it took over Sage with all the Rune Gate cards and yeah.
No, I welcome our insect overlords, and I'm excited for Chain's arrival. I don't know. We got a teaser trailer. It had Prism in it.
It had a picture of all the light heroes, or all the Solanian heroes in it. I don't know. This teaser felt weird, and I think I sent you this today, and I still stand by what I think of this trailer. I think it was the equivalent of jingling keys in front of the Chain players.
Isn't that what spoilers are? It's so real though. It's like Chain. Chain. He's on screen. It's Chain. Chain.
We're gonna get a sick transition here.
There's a picture of Prism.
Or segue, because it's it's not the same game. It's not gonna be Chain. There's not gonna be an ounce of hero text shared besides maybe Shadow Runeblade.
At the start of your turn, banish the top card of your deck. Pitch one resource, banish the top card of your deck. And so if you pitch a blue, you can activate 3 Soul Shackles. Or something. I don't know. Just bad Chain.
Nope.
Just expensive Chain or something. I don't know what it'll look like, but if we get a new Chain, it will obviously be with the new mindset that they have for creating heroes. And so it's definitely not going to be Necropotence deck.
I would be surprised if they decided to kind of undo it.
I do like Go Wide Chain. I think that's a fun, interesting archetype. But Boomer Chain is a fun, interesting archetype. But where does it fit in Modern Flesh and Blood? It's going to be different. It has to be different. If we get Chain. I assume we're getting Chain, but in what capacity? We don't know. It's so early. Speculation abound, which, as always, if you're new to the channel, hi. I don't know. We just watch the trailers when they come out. We don't try to think about it too much until we have evidence. We work with actual information given, so we don't dive into speculation too much. Not that it's not fun for some people. I think that's completely reasonable, but I don't know. It was a long trailer for Chain, but also it was the first trailer. I don't know if you saw that, but it's like trailer 1 or something like that.
Yeah, it was teaser 1.
Teaser 1. So at least teaser 2's coming out at some point.
Sure.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's the other side. It shows a picture of all the shadow heroes, are all the heroes from the monastery. And then it cuts to Prism's voiceover, and then you see Prism looking out the window, and that's the whole video. It's the flip side. And then it says, you know, because we have so many titles. That was another thing that I thought was funny, is there's so many, like, title was the word I was looking for, or the word I was thinking about, like, the set number doesn't really line up with the
IAR.
Yeah, IAR does not exactly, like,
it does not line up with Usurp the Shadow Throne. Yeah.
But then there's also Wrath of the Monarch.
Yeah, which I don't know where that fits in.
I don't know where that fits in, like, as, you know, like, set titles.
Yeah.
What if Mana's 3 is a split set?
That might get weird when you go to do limited.
Kevin, we get set blocks.
Block constructed?
Block constructed. Monarch, like, we need another format. Like, we need another format. But we can have blocks sealed, which sounds great. You imagine, like, I always thought this was cool. I've heard a lot of Doom stories where people thought it was not cool, where you have a set comes out, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
this is a draft set, and it's great. Next set comes out, you do sealed, but with both sets. Third set comes out, sealed with all 3 sets. That sounds awesome.
Sure. I mean, I told you I want to do Evolution series.
Yes. And I didn't think like, I said yep when you said it, and then I didn't think about it again.
Yep.
Which is rough. Like, I don't mean, I'm not trying to damper anything, but I was like, yeah, that sounds great. No, that Evolution series is sick, where it's like, you open a box, you do a sealed pull, and then you can, like, is it just to add another box from another set?
Yeah, it's just you go to the next set. And so my thought for that was, you each get 9 packs of Welcome to Wraith. You do sealed. Whoever loses gets the other 6 packs.
That's to add to their pool. Packs.
It is. And those numbers can be modified, but then you go do that and you add Arcane Rising to that same sealed pool. And then you do Crucible and add that to that same.
Oh my gosh. Pool. Okay, I didn't think about it enough, clearly.
Oh, no,
Bro
that's
wanted
Evolution
to do every set. Oh, that's so... Wait.
That's Evolution series.
Chad, is that based?
That's that whole series. They've got like 12 episodes where they go through an entire, like, 3 years of Pokemon, and they open the first box, and the decks are terrible.
Bro,
and by the end of it, they basically have constructed decks.
Imagine if they started with base set.
I mean, yeah, they don't have the money for that.
Yeah, but those are the best sets.
Yeah.
No, from a nostalgic perspective.
They're restarting and going back and doing the block before. They're doing the Sword and Shield block.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Flesh and Blood's so young, you could just do the whole thing.
Yes.
Ouch.
I would want to.
Holy frick. I don't think he likes me running my mouth. Here, have a treat. I'm too loud. Or he's mad that I wasn't thinking about Evolution. Gonna have to have a new name, I think.
But yeah, for sure. But I will see what
Evo series sounds like base shapeshifter. I don't know how I'd feel in shapeshifter.
Yeah.
But I think it would be funny, like, you play Bravo, and then the next time you show up, you're just on Dash, and they're like, wait, what?
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
That's so wild.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of sick. All right.
But circling back, I just want to get to Vegas and the keynote where we get actual information and cards. Because it's like, I look at these teasers and I'm like, come on, just give me actual information I can work with.
We also talk about this sometimes where, like, these aren't for us, unfortunately.
Yes.
These are for us. Unfortunate for us, they're not for us. These are for these are for the, you know, the people who do get excited about these kind of things, and they definitely are, and I'm excited for them that they can be excited about it, but it's not something I like to get into.
Yeah.
Unrelated. And on to a different point, whatever the segue was for that old show, Flying Circus. Yuki Lee Bender made a post 4 days ago on Bluesky that I think has been a sentiment that a lot of people have been like feeling, but maybe didn't have the words for, or like felt something similar, maybe in a different vein. It's received a lot of hype. People have been talking about it on all sorts of platforms, and I'm just gonna read it. Yuki Lee Bender 4 days ago. I miss LSS designing powerful heroes and having a less aggressive ban policy. Most every deck I've played in the last 2 years has 8 bans or LL'd, and especially with a few weaker sets in a row, I'm starting to feel like I'm really having to dig to find something fun to play. It also feels bad from a content perspective. Multiple times after doing well with a hero and spending a lot of time on it, there's already bans on the hero before I get to share my work with people. I love Flesh and Blood. Omen's Draft has been a blast, but CC feels like a slog right now. I love hearing other people use the word slog because I love that word. It's such a wonderfully descript word. I love it. I don't know. Well writ, to the point. They still love Flesh and Blood. Omen's Draft has been a blast. I think we can all agree with that, which is something I think a lot of people are looking over when they read this post. It's the last line, obviously, but
yes.
Where do you want to start?
So it's funny. I feel like it's interesting that there's a little bit that feel in what she's saying that is at odds with each other. In a way.
Yeah, there's like two sides of this almost, but
well, it's like Omens is not a powerful format.
No. Oh, that's a good point. I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, so the first thought I had was the fact that like LSS is not designing powerful heroes and has had a more aggressive ban policy. And then the same side of that coin but different is where was it? It's like the ban policy is like one aspect of the slog, and the less powerful heroes is an aspect of the slog.
It's like multiplicative effect of those two things together also both bring down the power level of the format at the same time.
Yeah. And that was the dichotomy I thought you were going to talk about. But what are you talking about?
Well, she's talking this feels slightly at odds because it's like, well, part of the game is that decks are going to hit LL. The powerful decks are going to hit LL. That's the way that system is set up.
Mm-hmm.
But you're talking about wanting to play powerful decks, and yet Omens is this relatively low power limited format, especially compared to previous limited formats, to where a lot of people really didn't like it at first. For like the first like week, people didn't really like it because it was so low power and it didn't feel good. And now people have really come around on it because of all the choices and intricacy in it. So clearly the power level of the heroes and the games is not the actual factor here.
Yeah, and I think that's also the case where it's like I think there's like a theory where what if this game released and the average card value was 3? Would it still be? Yeah, the average card. I guess I like to think like, what if Welcome to Wraith, Wounding Blow attacked for 3 and blocked for 2, and that's the baseline for Flesh and Blood. And it's like you wouldn't think Omens was overpowered or underpowered, and then like overpowered and underpowered is a relative thing. Yes, it's relative, and it's based on the things around it. We only know what overpowered is because Starvo was printed. We only know what underpowered was what is because I've seen
Super Slam.
Yeah, we've had we've had Super Slam. And so like I think to argue that I think there is a bit of a vibe of like imagine if Yu-Gi-Oh scaled back their power right now.
Oh, some players would absolutely hate it.
Yeah. Some people would be like, "What do you mean I don't get to attack for 4,000 on turn 2? That's
Yeah.
the whole game." And so like in that sense, it's like sometimes some people will taste the sweetest fruit and not be able to go back.
Yep.
And I can kind of get that. But also Omen's pretty good.
Because like, yeah, no, Omens is, I think, a really well designed format. But it's also like we don't have another reference point for Omens. Omens is its own baseline.
Yes. There's no like older Omens that was more powerful, and we've come back to it.
Especially since it's been
its
about a year since we had a full limited format.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so then it's like, well, what are we comparing this CC format to? Is that? And it's like, so if that's the actual complaint, then I'm going to take some issue with it. But this honestly sounds more like what some of the other discussions have been, which is the power is in your draw deck and not your hero or your weapon.
Yes. And that's something I can understand more personally.
So it feels like this thought process is a little bit split because there is that like piece that like doesn't make sense where it's like this doesn't seem like it's actually about the power level. It's about where the power is. And then because I've said this before, Omens is proof you can have a balanced and interesting low power format.
Yes.
You can have a 20 health format that works and it feels good and it's interesting and it's deep and people are still going to be iterating on it up through PT.
Logan's catchphrase that he uses a lot that I really love using is, or not catchphrase, but like his banner that he waves is 3 draft sets a year minimum. And I'm kind of in that boat, brother. 3 draft sets minimum.
You got to make 2 of them really good.
Yeah.
If only one of them is really good, you're going to have a problem.
Yes.
But sure, I understand that because that's going to be like, that's the full refresh for players. I mean, I think you need to find a way to get limited into weekly LGSs where people are drafting consistently once a week, but like that's a whole separate question. I think this is like the ban list being more aggressive is definitely a factor in them toning down the power level, but then the balancing is also kind of weird. But it's going hand in hand where it's like they took down the hero power level, then they're trying to hit the deck power level because the decks were suddenly more powerful than they expected because the heroes were suddenly weaker.
Yes.
So then the decks have to eat more bans to compensate for it. Like, we've had like kind of 3 stages of, we might be in like the 4th stage of Fab at this point. It feels
Fab
like
4.0, baby. It is interesting watching this like development cycle ebb and flow. And I think it'll be funny in like 10 years from now, you look back and you're just like, oh, we were just in a low spot. Like it goes like this, but the ebbs and flows are like years almost.
Yeah. And it's like we had Fab 1.0, which went up through Everfest. Uprising was the start of Fab 2.0. MST was the start of 3.0. And then like post Rosetta, I'm going to say is like 4.0. But
yeah.
Because that's when it's like the hero abilities like started falling off pretty significantly.
Yeah.
I'm going to say at High Seas. And High Seas hero abilities don't read like they're weak.
They read really good, actually.
They read like they should be crazy.
Puffin says draw card. Like, what the frick?
Yeah. And Puffin has gotten a lot better, but it's like, yeah, the hero abilities and it's their weapons as well.
Yeah.
Paired with it. We spent the entire time watching Gravy get spoiled going, where's the weapon?
Where's the weapon? Where's the weapon?
Whereas if this weapon is good, he's broken. Turns out he was very good anyways because Golden Tipple was your weapon.
And if you ask a Magic player who does not play Flesh and Blood, they look at compass and they go, "That's a weapon. That's like a whole weapon." And then you're like, "Yeah, but like,
but is it
really
it doesn't
though?
attack.
Is it really though?" I mean,
so like
I get it.
feel like
I think
half
that,
of this argument is feeling burned because you put time into stuff and it LLs or that it eats bans, that's part of playing any TCG, I think, to a degree. Your deck is going to rotate in some manner. It's just whether or not it's bans or rotation, quote unquote, in our case, Living Legend. And then it feels like the other half of this is the power level. The source of power has moved, which people have had issue with, and that's totally fine if you don't like the way the current game feels. And it's lower than it was before, which is it's lower than the decks you fell in love with.
That's the rough part.
Yes. And I'm not just going to say lower, I'm going to say like substantially lower. Because it is.
It is, right? Oldham and Jarl.
Vinset and Chain.
Vinset and Chain? Oh, Vinset and Chain?
How much support did Chain need?
Huh?
How many expansion slots would Chain need?
If he was printed right now, like 0.
Well,
negative.
He would need bans. Own meta.
Oh, in his own meta? Also 0?
Yeah, he ate bans.
He just ate bans the whole time. I'm trying to think if there's like...
I mean,
Prism saw upgrades.
Yes. OG Prism saw significant upgrades in Everfest.
Chain just kind of...
Chain got Rosetta Thorn and Tails.
He got Rosetta Thorn. He got somebody else's weapon kind of on accident.
Yes. And then he got, like, if he wanted to, he got, like, Revel in Runeblood and other Runeblade cards. But
Unbanned Duskblade.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, Heroes didn't need expansion slots back then, which meant they just kind of gutted the original 8 at the time. So
it's like, I don't know. I'm also messing with my lighting right now because I'm being very professional. Let's see what this looks like. It's different. All right. I don't know. Like, I think, I don't know. Chain's coming back. He's going to be very different. In this particular thing that we're dealing with, I say dealing with, I don't know. I think the ban policy is funny and interesting and how it interacts with this, right? So like heroes now, strong decks, weak hero powers, which leads to
generally speaking,
which leads to swingier games based on draws. Generally speaking.
Yes. Which also is in part that is due to the disparity between your power cards and your core cards.
Yeah.
Where it's like the difference between Savor and Incision is it's that different.
Codex and the rest of the deck.
Yeah, where it's like if your core cards are slightly stronger to where like your early game plan, even around like where you don't necessarily see as many power cards, you're still in the game. Yeah, that would be a good way that'd be a way to introduce some more balance, but it's also a level of variance that LSS has wanted to add to the game, and they have explicitly stated as such. So,
yeah, Oldham's power card was Oakenold, and when you played him, what it did was it blocked 3.
It sure did block 3 a lot.
It sure did block 3 a whole lot. Decks are just more consistent, and combined with powerful hero abilities, that made a powerful deck. Because
because you
powerful
built
hero
abilities, the hero ability, or for the weapon, where it's like Lexi with Voltaire. You built a deck that abused Voltaire, and then suddenly when the pieces that worked around Voltaire were like crazy, which is you get to go fuseless because you have so many arrows, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you play the elemental half of Lexi's entire kit. You just put enough good arrows in that deck, and suddenly Voltaire is the thing that's carrying you because all your hands are functionally the same.
Yeah. And so I think the I think it's interesting because then you get in a space where you're just like, how do you ban cards from a deck when the deck is swingy? Right? Like
Are you just gutting it?
do you ban even more consistency cards and then it's like every card is trash except for the swingy cards? Or do you ban the swingy cards and just gut the deck completely?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that we used to have all the books, which was a massive amount of power? Yeah.
And yet it was still the heroes that used the books the best.
Yeah.
It was the hero that could tutor cards out of their deck at will. It was the hero that used Traverse the best, arguably, because it, again, tutored the card out of the deck.
And then Oldham was still Oldham the whole time, and I feel like if he was around in some of those metas, he would have still done things. Because his hero ability is just, it raises the level of all of his cards, even if they're consistently not bombs.
Yeah.
So, it's
Crown
like...
of Seeds just existed.
Yeah, Crown of Seeds just existed. His third hero ability.
Yes.
If Winter's Wail was his second. I think another aspect that's interesting about all of this is like there's two ways to play the deck. Or I'm sorry, there's two ways to like it feels like they've set up two ways to design Flesh and Blood, which is powerful heroes, consistent decks, or consistent or non-existent heroes, and then like some powerful cards in a powerful deck. And what it I've been finding both of them pretty fun. That's my hot take. Resolving Tarantula Toxin is fun. When I am able to draw a card off of Savory Bloodshed, because my opponent doesn't want me to, but I was able to work my way around it to draw that card. Sometimes you lose value trying to get that value. I don't know, that's fun.
I see what you're saying there. The problem is Flick Knives means you generally don't have to work for it.
But is there other cases where these spiky... I guess what I'm saying is these... spiky is not the right word, because spike has multiple meanings of Flesh and Blood. Are these super high power cards also fun in other decks? Is Herald of Erudition fun?
Yeah. I mean, this is what kind of game do you want to be playing?
Yeah. And that's what I mean to say is,
like, this is not necessarily a worse game.
William likes both games, but yeah.
Yes. This is you have a player base that joined your game playing it one way, and now you've moved it to another way that the player base doesn't necessarily, that you're not going to have all of the player base connect with. And that's just a fact of it.
Yeah. And we were talking about before this about how there might be there's going to be growing pains where if this is the direction they permanently want to go to, there's going to be growing pains of people dipping out, finding other things they really like, and coming back, maybe, if things change. But also, like, you have to get a whole new set of player base, and earning any amount of player base is like a big struggle in a trading card game in this, in this industry, in this this time of 1 million TCGs. Geez, I need to start writing down my points. There's another point. There's so many different interesting conversations around this about what people do and don't like when it comes to these designing policies. No, a little bit. Don't do that. And then there's also, legendaries. Legendary keyworded cards and gems.
Yeah.
Fables.
Yeah, they introduce some variants, and some of it they're okay with, and some of it they're not. And I think it's fine that they draw the line somewhere. I think it's good that they draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
I think frick, a little bit got me. I feel like I'm stumbling over my words, but go ahead.
Yeah. So Clark's point, isn't there a world where this whole sentiment is actually just due to a flatter power curve and there isn't a clear set of best decks? Still see plenty of powerful sip pieces printed now. Potentially, but I still think all of these sip pieces are weaker than what we had before. Like, there's no weapon that's close to Rosetta Thorn.
Winter's Whale.
Where's that at?
No, I mean to say like as another Rosetta Thorn, like Winter's Whale and Rosetta Thorn,
like that level of
like that power level of
weapon?
power.
Yeah.
Have you seen Wyatt's weapon?
Yeah.
It's cool and it's great and it works for the deck.
I'm gonna say that like weapons are kind of a good example of it. Considering the power level of the weapons we got in Omens, and then the power level of the weapons have gotten since Super Slam for those heroes, and then the power level of the weapons for High Seas. All of these weapons are like so much weaker than any weapons we saw, honestly, Uprising in before. Which heroes are inherently tied to their weapons, and the weapons being the start and play, stay and play piece that like defines your hero more than anything besides the hero card, and sometimes as much as the hero card. Plenty of high variance cards that were played and built around from decks in the past.
Choice.
There's
generic equipment. There's not generic weapons. Like you don't have as much choice on weapons. That is basically
Reaping Blade Band. Reaping Blade Band was a huge sign on that shift for sure. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, there were high variance cards that were played around back then. But like, you didn't play Oldhim because he had Awakening. You played Starvo because he had Awakening and Starvo ability.
Yeah.
Even though Oldhim could play better cards, quote unquote, than Starvo, or Oldhim would play better cards, quote unquote.
Oldhim's individually deck was better because he wasn't playing draft chaff.
Yes, and then Starvo turned his pile of chaff into
absolute bangers every time.
Yeah. So
9 dominate, go again, and swing hammer. It's like I don't care what text. There was no text on the cards. It was Blue Autumn's Touch into hammer, and you're like, dear lord, I can't handle this.
It's like, yeah, you still had high variance cards. You still had Chain, who had Art of War and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, if you ban Chain or banished Art of War off the top, but like,
so
ICs are the classes printed are Guardian, Brute, Ranger, and Mech. All traditionally poorly performing heroes. Sure, traditionally, but like, LSS could have changed that.
You can just make them better. I don't know. Maybe that's short-sighted from a development perspective, but like you can always just juice the piss out of cards.
Yeah, like we've had well-performing Guardians, Brutes, Rangers, and Mechs.
KO, all the Guardians,
KO, Oldhim,
Azalea, Lexi.
Azalea and Lexi. Now,
Dash.io is great
Outsiders. Right now. Yeah, we've had those classes all not be the top tier all the time. That's like Wizard,
some of them
Runeblade.
were.
I'm going to put Guardian up at the top, though. I think Guardian is a class
Guardian's a great class.
Over the course of the game,
over the course of the history of Flesh and Blood,
it's performed above average.
Anyways,
I would say it's above average.
The direction I was trying to I was stumbling to try to find it and I lost it was. So when Brian Gottlieb, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. I understand his approach. When Brian Gottlieb got into the game, one of the things he talked about was the new player. The new player could sit down across from an Oldhim, and the Oldhim would understand that after the decks are shuffled, the game is decided. You cannot beat Oldhim anymore.
Mm.
And this was a problem for onboarding new players because this is something that Kevin and I are outliers, and we have to understand this. We are not normal. We lose a game of Flesh and Blood and go, wow, what a valuable learning experience. Whereas when my wife, God bless her soul, loses a game of Flesh and Blood, she puts a new dent in the table. She literally barraging beatdowns the table. And so, like, the thing is, most people are like this, right? Winning's fun. And, like, there's a whole argument that was had previously about, like, what do you do for a new player? Do you let them win their first game? Do you make it really close? Do you beat them into the dirt and make them want to come back for more? And I think the answer now is it depends on the person you're playing against. Because if it's me and you make it really close and I find out you made it really close, I don't want to play
You're
anymore.
going to be...
I don't want to play anymore. I'm so over this.
Yep.
My first 75 games of chess against my coworker, I won 4. And then in my next 74, we got a lot closer. It was like 50-50.
Yep.
And in that instance, that's the kind of player I am. I want to get beat until I figure it out. That being said, not everyone's like that. Most people are not like that. And so in that sense, new players need to win sometimes. Also, that's a good thing for learning. Learning what winning feels like and how you got to the win, reviewing your game. You won. Yeah. You did this thing. That's motivating, and that's great for new player and great for motivation. Professional teams, like in sports or whatever, if you go on a losing streak, the odds are you maintain that losing streak because morale is low and everyone's not playing their best anymore. And so, like, there is an amount of games that new players should probably just scam. And I think Brian Gottlieb recognized that when he got into the game, and he's talked about something to that effect with less drama, where he was like, we need more powerful cards for new people to just blow people out of the water with. Does it need to be every game? No. Definitely not. But adding more power cards, making the games a little more swingy, is a good thing for the overall health of the game in the long run. And if LSS have decided this is the healthy way to move the game going forward, and that they don't want to... This is another thing that, like, they could just go back to printing powerful heroes. They could just be like, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Aurora 2 was kind of cool. Aurora 3 is going to have your first attack gets go again. Your second attack gets +1. Like, something absurd. And, like, you could just go back to having really powerful heroes. But I think we're moving in a more permanent direction. Games are going to be a little more spiky. So... I don't know.
Do you want me to drag Clark in?
Oh, yeah. Is Clark here? I have not been looking at Discord.
He's in the waiting room.
A little bit.
Clark, I'm just going to drag you over.
We've
mic checked you enough times.
Give me a minute. Caller, what's your where are you calling? Who are you?
Hi, Clark, from California.
Yeah. Sick. What's your take? What do you want to talk about?
So I want to talk about this power level thing and all the different angles, right?
Yeah.
This is a pretty complex topic. There's lots of different things to talk about. I think you guys have been doing a fantastic job of it. But I want to
Kevin's been doing a great job. I agree.
Guardian is not a good class, traditionally. It just isn't. The data shows that it isn't, over and over and over again. Like, everyone saw Starvo and uld him, and they're like, whoa, there were 2 good Guardians. And, like, that's the metric that they use. That it's the amount of heroes that have LL'd, and that's the metric that people look at, and that's a shit metric. It's a very, very bad metric. You need to look at how all of the heroes in a class generally perform. And I will admit, Guardian has a lot of heroes, which probably drag that down a little bit. But, like, they don't do great, guys.
That is true.
They really don't.
So I I do think I generally agree, and I think the biggest point for that is they all share a card pool to some degree. They all get to play the Guardian cards.
Like there is something to the class that can make them good. Sure.
But there's also
Final Crush hits. It's fantastic.
There's also something that Oldhim and Starvo shared.
More card pool.
That word elemental at the bottom.
Yeah.
And Essence of Earth.
Yeah, and Tales of Aria design.
And
Essence of Ices. Also there.
It was there.
Winter's Whale, they both shared Winter's Whale.
They did both share Winter's Whale.
They did.
That's fair. I think a little bit around that though is Bravo had a decent run end of what would have been 23 going into Barcelona Worlds. That meta Bravo was doing relatively well. He didn't end up doing super well once. He did, what was it?
Yeah, when was the last time Bravo earned LL points?
Yeah, it was
when he did well into 5.
It was after Lexi LL'd. Bravo got to come.
Yeah.
Bravo was doing all right into Lexi, not great. And then actually got to come out and play the game a bit more once Icelander LL'd. Bravo also did pretty well that next split. And Victor did well in Heavy Hitters season and has done well
since
Verdance left.
Yes.
Not as well between MST and because
it was fine.
MST was printed. Enigma came out.
Pretty much kept Guardian out of the meta for the
that was
time
right.
Was
New
legal,
happened
was about a year.
Along with Enigma.
Enigma.
And then
Rosetta came out.
We got the silver bullets after because the release of it got delayed.
It's been 92 years.
Yada. Okay, so I do. Look, we don't need to go super in depth about this, but I have done data on the average points that these classes typically earn. And the median points, because we got to be aware of outliers. Sometimes there's just a hero that does
like
outliers.
1,500 points in 3 months.
The traditionally lowest performing classes are Warrior, Mechanologist, and Brute. They earn the least amount of points in the time that they are legal. Guardian is above that, but is still below Ninja, Necromancer, Illusionist, Runeblade, Assassin. Like, there's many classes that people consider traditionally good in this game consistently outperform Guardian to nearly twice the level of efficiency of how regularly they can earn LL points.
Below Necromancer is crazy when there's a single Necromancer.
I agree, but look, I gotta put a row for a class. Each class gets a row, you know? I gotta include them all. But Gravy Bones is relevant to this conversation as like the one good hero that they've printed, quote unquote, in the past year.
It definitely like the standard.
And I think people really just need to look at the sets that came out.
And he doesn't have a weapon.
And the primary criticism that LSS was really facing, which was that talents juice the power to such a ridiculous degree that any talented hero is like going to be insane.
I have so many. There has to be a massive asterisk on that sentence whenever anyone says
because I think it's super wrong. And in part, I think Super Slam and Omens have been powered down in response to those criticisms.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. The talents as they had been printed are strong. As they had been printed in the first few talents. But that's because those talented cards were good. Not just because you have more cards, the cards are better. It's just because those cards happen to be better. And then also Starvo ends up warping some of that. But it's like, you print Crown of Seeds. That's better than it's better than Helm of Eisen's Peak. Yeah.
It's like
you're gonna make Earth Talent look good.
It's like how Vincent has had way more cards to work with than Chain.
Yes.
But Vincent will never be as good as Chain.
No.
Because, like...
Yeah. Having a bigger card pool does not inherently make your hero more powerful.
I think that's
Gravy Bones is a good example of the inverse, where it's like, Gravy has a relatively tight card pool compared to some other heroes. And
true.
Was still very good on release.
Back then, I think Talent also just offered more opportunities to get multiple legendary equipments in the same on the same board when non-talented heroes didn't have that. You made that point pretty clear with that. What was it? Crown of Seeds versus Helm of Ison's Peak comparison.
Yeah, you didn't have 2 Guardian legendary equipment.
Yeah,
you had.
We still kind of don't. We're still relying on generic in chest and head.
You got a bunch of majestic arms.
Yeah,
those arms are all
still
majestic.
Bunch of majestic arms. I will also say, like, as funny as the topic is, and how much I don't want to agree with it, it is kind of true in the sense of, like, Bravo's biggest boons were in
Heroes LLing.
But also, like, in the early days, like, it was one of the best of the 4 decks. Like, if when the game first came out, I think everyone thought at the time that Dory was busted, or it was Bravo, and those were, like, the decks that people played, and then people wanted to play Katsu. And then even in the sets going forward, it was Bravo saw a lot of play because I feel like the player base was new. Everyone learned how to play against Guardian. And more some other cards came out that made playing against Guardian easier as well. But it's like, I don't know. I think there was like a heuristic. There's like a couple of heuristics for playing against Guardian. One of them is like, they will. It is a requirement of God that they draw an all 4 blue hand, and they will relinquish tempo back to you. And for that reason, whenever they send a red attack,
is supposed to be the solution to that.
Whenever they send a red attack, you just block it, and you just wait to get your tempo back, because they'll give it to you. So, like, if they took damage to throw a red attack, then you're like, sick, free damage. Now I can just wait until they hit me again. Or wait until they don't hit me. They send 4 at me. Stop.
But I really wonder what are the factors that are making everyone feel like there's been this great powering down. And especially with how they've said it's powered down, that's always been very confusing to me. It's like Sip pieces have gotten worse. I feel like Flick Knives and Stormstriders is still ruling the Sip of the good meta heroes right now. Like, I feel like good Sip pieces have actually never been stronger, but it's just that the actual power in the 60 card decks have gone up.
Sips include the hero and weapon. And weapons are dog water right now, and some heroes don't have abilities.
I would split this into 2 parts for Sip. One, I think the top end of equipment is lower, but the bottom end has all come up because, like, nobody's playing Iron Rot anymore. We saw Iron Rot pieces in the top 8 of Baltimore. Like, nobody has to do that anymore.
Good generic pieces now.
So all of the bottom end of equipment has come up for sure, but I think the top end has come down in, like, Crown of Seeds is gone, Skeleta's gone, all that stuff. Like, the really busted stuff is gone. But I do think a large part of it that I also don't see people say is in the weapons. Like, Starfall is a better weapon than Scorpio, just for, like, overall consistency and how smooth your deck runs. Like, all the Runeblade weapons have just, like, powered down significantly. Vincent's weapon is probably just worse than Galaxy Black.
Reaping Blade, like, which was a joke at the time. They said Reaping Blade
was ban-worthy.
It's ban-worthy because it is too close to warrior level of weapon power. And at the time, it was like, I had Reaping Blade in my sideboard, and people thought that was hilarious. And I was like, I don't know, maybe you run into a Guardian and they want to heal. And it's like, why would you ever run with Reaping Blade? What the frick?
I think I think it actually just got banned because one cost Runeblade weapon is too good. Why does Runeblade get better hammer than Guardian?
Yes, so I'm gonna agree with that. Compare that to Rosetta Thorn existing.
Yeah,
being a whole meta.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
in terms of like if
metas.
Rosetta Thorn had to be run by Florian, I would actually not hate that.
That would be like so interesting to see Florian play Rosetta Thorn.
Oh.
Yeah, it'd be wacky.
He do his best.
Like, what does that deck look? I mean, that deck is on like 6 Malefics at that point, and other go again non-attacks like left and right, and it probably looks great. And it's going to run some janky
it's
like
the channel mount, right?
Yeah,
the channel mount would be found so much faster.
Yes, it would be channel mount again plus the Aurora decks get really cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those get scary.
Yeah, and they were already kind of scary.
Yes. But I think it's I think a lot of it is in the weapons. Because also like Gravy's Compass is nowhere near the other board state hero weapons, I think.
Oh, true. Like actually, like Enigma.
It's not Cosmo. It's not. I guess it's better than Luminaris 2, but I might argue that Luminaris 3 is better.
It's nothing compared to Luminaris 1, which was like what I understood the game's power level being when I got into the game.
It wasn't even the best, most, it wasn't the weapon that killed you the most.
It's like, I think it's funny to, you think back on, some of this stuff, and it's like, oh, these are just LL cards. Yeah, but they were CC cards 3 years ago. We were playing them just in Classic Constructed.
Yeah.
I was playing Bravo into that Prism.
They're never gonna print Voltaire again.
No.
Oh, Voltaire was good. And Voltaire got banned because it was a good weapon.
Yeah. I think it's also sort of a natural... This was something that we talked about in the very, very early days of Pitum that Fuzzy would bring up, which was that when you have an eternal game like Flesh and Blood, is there a 20XX situation? Do you two know 20XX from Melee?
I played Melee.
Yeah, it's the idea that Fox is just so skill expressive that everyone eventually will just play Fox.
Oh, wait, that's
Fox
sick,
just does everything better. If you play the game perfectly, Fox is the only correct thing to play.
It becomes so optimized, there is nothing else to do.
Similarly, will Flesh and Blood reach the point where you just have a deck of 60 Majestics?
So I think...
60 generic Majestics.
60 generic Majestics, sure, that's definitely pushing it. But
I think Flesh and Blood...
I think there will always be reasons for synergy.
Because
still 60 Majestics. And I think we've seen that the design philosophy does not allow for that. But I think there's still a world where as more and more cards just kept getting printed, the general floor of every single deck just kept rising. And now we just have, just like how there's a flatter curve in the meta, there's a flatter curve inside of your own deck.
Well, I think it'll level out eventually, and then all of these Majestics will just be specific use cases, right? There were Bravo decks when the game came out running Scar for a Scar because they I don't know, it does 4 damage. I need a card in the deck, right?
Should actually maybe be on that right now.
And what I'm saying is their deck leveled up in the sense of it's not that I have 40 cards I want to play and 20 cards I need to play. It's now I have 60 cards I want to play. And so I think we've hit that level. I feel like most decks have hit that level, and that's fine. But a lot of I don't know, what was that pack one pick one card that was memeing that Wyatt took?
Murderous Rabble?
The Guard?
The other one.
No. Captain of the Guard.
Captain of the Guard. That's such a specific Majestic. It's so specific. I feel like all the Majestics could just lean that way.
Yeah.
Brian Gottlieb saying I can print 100,000 2-for-6s, each one with their own interesting, funny effect.
Even though they haven't printed a 2 for 6 in like forever.
He's got one in his hand.
It's not going to read it, is it? It's a drinking buddy.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even make it legal.
Final pivot, because I need to leave to make it to Armory.
Real.
There is also just the fact that LSS typically goes through ebbs and flows of how much power they like to print at a given point in time. I first started really following and playing the game after Uprising, when it felt like there was a great powering down. There was Outsiders, Bright Lights, Heavy Hitters. And
Dust Till Dawn.
And Dust Till Dawn. We had a run of sets that were pretty not great.
Yeah.
And I feel like we weren't hearing these complaints at the time because a lot of those old designs were still around, right? Like the really broken stuff would LL, and then like the stuff that was right underneath it would come up. And it was still all the old design philosophy.
Yeah.
But now we're having a year where we have a bunch of sets that aren't very powerful out the gate, that aren't doing a lot to the meta, that aren't immediately changing the circumstances of the heroes that they're being printed for. But now we no longer have that like old retinue of a bunch of powerful heroes that we're waiting to go out. Victor is the powerful hero that we're waiting to go out, who was the new kind of maybe decent Guardian you could run during the heavy hitters meta. You know, if you don't run into enough KOs, you know, you can win some clashes.
Yeah.
Win some games.
That deck got some upgrades though, but yeah.
How much of this is actually just recency bias of like, oh, the past year has been a little low in the power that they've printed?
I think a lot of it. My hot take is I love Flesh and Blood right now, and I think a lot of it's recency bias.
I think a lot of it is
Kevin, your opinion?
Recency bias.
I mean, I think it's partially recency bias, and I think it's partially the game does feel different from when a lot of the people who are taking issue with it, they joined Crucible to Everfest.
Bunch of boomers.
And that game feels fundamentally different. It absolutely does. And I can't deny that. And if this isn't the game for them anymore, if they don't enjoy playing the game, I'm not going to fault them for putting the game aside.
Yeah. No, and this is never to criticize people
saying
I'm not having fun, right?
Like
it's to try to dissemble why that is and whether those are and like
if it should be acted on, like at all.
Yeah.
Like maybe it doesn't need to be, but like
acted on by LSS, you mean?
Probably
acted on by LSS.
I think you can't expect the player base to do a thing to fix anything. It has to come from up top, right? You can't just say, "All right, everybody, play nice" or something. You know,
did make Golden Age, right? There was a community branded fix for this general sentiment.
It's funny.
I think the fix was
about to bring that up.
Shapeshifter Cube, but all right.
Golden Age was made, and they have, as they've iterated on it, they've just had to start banning heroes. And they started off by banning Starvo and Chain. And they went and had to ban Briar.
Did they really? Oh my gosh.
I haven't heard much about Golden Age since it reached that point. And I think in my head, I haven't dug into it. It's because it's like, well, how do you reconcile Briar with all the current card pool? Like the hero card Briar with Rosetta Thorn and the current card pool, reconcile that with Gravy Bones and the current card pool. Gravy Bones is close.
Yeah. All right. Clark, you got to run off to Armory?
I do.
That's so real. I want to give you that opportunity, and we can keep talking for the next year. So
I did mute myself and start moving around my room.
Yeah.
Things.
No, I think the idea or the concept of Golden Age being brought up was a statement from the community. But I think it is not the correct direction for what it's not the solution they're looking for specifically. But it is a call for something. And speaking of calls, thank you for the call. Is there anything you want to shout out?
I want to shout out everybody who's visiting the United States right now for the World Cup. The world is good. I love seeing Scottish fans and Norwegian fans going to baseball games. I love seeing, host country people walking around handing out stuff and cheering with opposing fans. Like, the world is good, man.
All the content I've seen of European fans in the US learning like about US food and stuff like that, and they're like, this is amazing. Why are we not doing this? Why do we make fun of this? This just tastes great. Like I love seeing that wonderful. So much.
It's so nice.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about, but that sounds interesting. All right, thank you.
Bro, the Scottish are taking over Boston and just packing bars every day.
What is happening? I don't get it.
Yeah.
What? Why are they coming here?
Awesome.
They
so
drank
cool.
multiple bars.
Why would anyone want to come to the U.S. right now? What is going on?
The World Cup.
Soccer.
Was that soccer?
Oh yeah, no, just the most popular. He's raging at me. He's trying to get me to say later. He's trying to make me late to Harbury. I'm leaving.
This is bait.
Go, goodbye. Get out of here.
This is bait.
Love you both.
I know. Okay, I know. I think I missed you saying the World Cup the first time, and I was like, "Why is?" I thought it was all sarcasm.
Any of this happening?
I was like, I thought it was all sarcasm. I was like, "Oh yeah, people coming to the United States right now." Under Trump's America, I was like, no way. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
It's just for the World Cup.
What the frick?
And so they're here for like however long they're here for, like 1 weekend, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or however long they're staying. But like, I'm just seeing a bunch of like shorts from them eating at like American restaurants.
Okay, here's the thing: is we put red dye 40 and all the sugar and fat in the world in it, and European
it's going to taste great.
European governments would never allow you to put that kind of stuff in your food. Because it's the most unhealthy thing you can possibly do. Why do you think Americans are 400 pounds apiece? Right? Like it's like.
But the Scottish fans are closing down bars in Boston. They are drinking them dry. It's amazing. They are
so funny.
The bars are packed. People are spilling out onto the streets, like singing drinking songs.
All right,
3 p.m. on Thursdays because they're watching soccer.
So it's 9:15.
Yeah,
and I had two more points I wanted to bring up. One, I completely forgot that one of the things I wanted to bring up was I think part of the problem that people aren't talking about is the meta's too wide. I think people, it is a problem, and people understand, or they're feeling the effect of it and associating it with something else. Like they are not targeting the answer on that one. But I also want to ask, it's 9:20.
Yeah.
How late do you want to keep talking? I'll just keep going. But like,
I think I want to call this one here.
Okay, fair enough.
I have a bunch of content stuff that I want to do tonight. So.
Understandable. I'm going to leave that charge though of I think the meta is too wide, and I think it feels like a problem. And
we have reached the point where it feels like a problem.
It feels like a problem. That's my charge for tonight. Unfortunately, we are like 17 minutes over, so we're gonna wrap up here. Remember to go check out our merch at the table at dashshop.4throw.com, where you can get t-shirts that say things like, not this one, it's just a cool shirt I found online. It's just the defense symbol. I love it. But say things like what shirts do we have? Do we have shirts?
Spectra will continue until morale improves because, it's a good design mechanic.
Yeah. Kevin needs to come up with more shirt ideas.
Yeah, apparently I do.
Yeah. If you want to help make this stream look nicer. I don't know, you're doing your own thumbnails now.
I mean, I'm doing like some of them. I'm cookie cuttering them.
I'm cookie cuttering some of the easiest ones. If you want to help make the stream look nicer and help us get supplies for our project videos, you support us at patreon.com/thetablepit. I was able to get this mic. I was able to get this brand new camera because my camera exploded the other week. And I spent $30 on parts that would make the average person think I'm building a bomb. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. Which, by the way, I need to
build a bomb?
I'm going to ask Tim if he can review my blueprints for this bomb. If he's down to do that. If he's not, that's fine. No, I have a new project video, but I'm wiring together electronics and computers. And so it looks like a threat currently. But yeah, thank you to Patreon for basically paying for that stuff. And if you want to help us, you can. Kevin, shout outs. What have you been up to? What's Kevin, what's Smurph Fab up to?
I think since the last one of these, I uploaded the interview I did with Jonathan Magnuson, who took Ziggy to top 4 at US Nats.
Yes.
That's already my highest earning video of all time, by the way, by a significant margin, which is hilarious.
You need to interview more people.
Nah. It's a lot of work.
I feel that so much.
Yeah. I started uploading some of my armories. I'm going to have another one going up tomorrow. I also added a thing on Metafy where there's a monthly option where you'll get any guides that I have. Plus, I'm uploading testing games and commentary on those over there. All of those games are paper between the armories and the testing games.
Okay.
And then I'm also... I have plans for other stuff to put up there, but that'll probably be a bit before I can get to that. But I also need to update the Prism Guide. That needs to go up. But yeah, then I'll also be recording an armory tomorrow. That'll probably go up Monday. And then 2 more armories I'm going to record on Saturday. And those are going to go up Monday and Tuesday.
So with this Metafy thing, is there Metafy exclusive content as a part of this?
There is nothing that is currently on my YouTube channel is going to be made exclusive, though. All the armories are going to still be on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The Metafy exclusive stuff is going to be just testing games that I give commentary over. And then also the written versions of my tournament reports, which are all videos anyway on YouTube.
Are they is that the same thing, or is there more in the written stuff?
It's mostly the same thing, I think. There might be some stuff that I think about later that I write down that I don't end up with in the video, or I don't remember in the moment of the video, but it's going to be pretty close. There's not going to be
also just support our boy Kevin.
Yeah.
Send him off to off to Vegas with a little bit of coffee money. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, guys.
But that's all the stuff that is currently on my YouTube is going to stay there. That doesn't change.
Yeah.
So,
thank you all so much for watching. We do this every Thursday at 8 p.m. Though we start streaming a little earlier. We also have No Blocks and Chill Towers, our stream where we don't block. Unless we do.
That much.
Literally this much.
Yeah.
Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Game shows are going to be starting up soon. I've already started planning for it. I just need to start scheduling. Basically. I'm so excited for game shows, actually. All right. That's it. Bye.